Yes. Yes. So course 10 level 3 is practical wisdom and practical information. So I was born for this. I was born to provide insight and to provide keys and to provide tools to people so that they succeed, because uh, life has patterns, and if you follow those patterns, if you follow those steps, you are going to succeed. So these are the building blocks of self-manifestation, service, crisis, and networking. But also we added another element of healing. So today we'll be talking about networking. So the purpose of this course, first of all, is to help you understand the role of networking, and to help you as well build strategic networks of contacts so that they can help you achieve, or they can help you become the person you are born to be. And it will teach you also how to network like a professional, or to leverage your networks successfully, so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. I am a product of networking. I come from a I come from a, I was telling to Enoch that I come from a middle income family, and I won't say that we're, very wealthy, but I won't also say that we were poor. We're just somewhere in the middle, a middle uh, income earning family of, a trader and the university professor, you know. But when you talk about a professional, when you talk about networks in the business world, big networks, or networks in the professional arena that a young man needed to succeed. I wasn't born that way. I just happened to have a father who instilled in me a philosophy of hard working and taking life seriously. And then when I started going out, that's when I started meeting people. And then I mean, through those contacts, the people that I've met, I've become the person I am today. So I would say that networking is a stepping stone to your success. It's a bridge that bridges, your current status to the person you are going to become. The bridge in between there is the people you know. I remember we moved in the capital city of Kigali when I graduated from high school, and I did not know, people in the professional field, in the professional world, in business, in entrepreneurship, in technology. I knew no one in that area. And, I just had, family members who are, just normal people who are also traders, but they were not into the tech world and the business world, like high end. So what I started doing is, my story really started at my church, because when I reached in Kigali, I started, searching for something I can do. I was a high school graduate. I did not know, many people in that field. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start to find a way I can, create something out of my life. I want to be a man. I want to be, I've just graduated from high school. I want to get something out of my life. So at my church, they announced a entrepreneurship training. I said, you know what, if it's an opportunity to learn entrepreneurship, I also have some innovative ideas. I think I'm going to join and then see what happens. So that's where I met my first mentor. I presented, and then he was like, oh, I like the way you presented. I have an NGO that trains young people in entrepreneurship. It's going to give you a network of people who are like you, who are young, who are, vibrant, and they're going to help you to reach the dreams that you want to reach. So that's when I joined, my mentor's organization. So we started from there. We started, training, but also we started going out to train others in leadership, entrepreneurship, technology. Later, I started university, and then in university, my networks also exploded, and the rest is history. So I would say that without networking, I won't be the person I am today. From the the trainings that I've attended, the opportunities that I've got, the friends that I've met, the networks that I've had today, even the clients that I work with today, it's because of networking. I wouldn't be the person I am today without networking. I wouldn't. So I would say that networking is it's a cornerstone. It's a very important aspect of personal development. So as I was saying, of course, so it's basically the foundation of everything that you are going to achieve. And it's also a skill that you have to learn. So you can ask yourself, what is networking? Networking is the art. I define networking as an art of building strategic relationships within your contacts to achieve a given goal, because that's what zeroes in networking. So networking intends, you don't just network just to network. You network strategically to achieve a goal. If you want to be an engineer, you have to be part of the networks of engineers. If you are in information technology, you have to be in those networks. If you are in agriculture, you need the same networks, you need the same forums, you have to be there. So for me, because I was interested in entrepreneurship and I was interested in IT and I was interested in personal development, I built a network. I networked in such a way that everything that I need, I'm going to access them through my networks. And to the extent where that between the person that I want to meet and the person I know, I'm just one contact away from the person I want. And there is a saying that say, between the person you want to meet and the person you know, I mean, you are 3 people away from any person in the world. That's how connected we are. You are three persons away from anyone in the world. You are 3 persons away from Obama, 3 persons away from Donald Trump. You are 3 persons away from any influential person that you can know. You are just 3 people away from that person. It means the person you know knows the person that knows that knows the person. That person knows the person who knows that person. That's why networking is powerful. But you have to approach it in a way that is strategic. You do not just navigate it just for the sake of knowing people. So the philosophy of networking is one of saying, what do I take and leave on the table? So when you are going to build your professional networks or if you have you have contacts and you want to start building networks, you have to understand that whoever you reach to, you have to make sure that you deliver the value and then you leave the value. I mean, you deliver the value and then you take something of the value. So it means every person that you incorporate in your network, you have to be ready to give something to that person and take something from that person. So that's how it is. That's the philosophy. When you are building, when you reach, let's say you attend a conference or you meet people, let's say in your church, you have a church of 500 people. You just do a scanning. How many of those 500 people are in the industry that I am interested in? Okay, in those 500 people, I have only 20 people in my industry. So out of those 20 people in my industry, how many people I can reach? Okay, in those 20, I can reach only 5. Okay, out of those 5, who have something that who needs something that I have, and I have something they need? Okay, out of those 5, there are only 2. Okay, out of those 2, who is ready to listen to me? Who can I access right now in a quickly way? Okay, out of those 2 people I can access, 1 only is available. You go for that person. That's how you do the scanning of your network when you are building your network strategically and intentionally. Now, what is the purpose of networking? Building valuable relationships. That's the purpose of networking. Because by valuable relationship, I mean relationships that add value to your life, add value to what you do. The reason why I'm a person I am today, it's not because of uh, anything else apart from the people I've surrounded myself with. The relationships that I have has added value to my life and has made my life the person I am today. Because there is a saying that say your network is your net worth. And there is also saying that show me your friends, I'll show you who you are, or I will predict your future. If you show me your friends, I'm going to tell you who you're going to be in the next 5 years. The photo you see in the picture, it was in 2015. I was with, I think the person that you may know, that is the son of Minister Joe Habineza, but also you have the CEO of Volkswagen sitting there. And in the previous photo, if you have seen, we have Akon, and there is also a young man in a red tie. He's called Tion Niak. He's a Senegalese, I would say almost billionaire. He has a company called Jeffson Farm. He's creating the largest agricultural value chain in Africa. So these people, I've met these people in 2015. Well, this was 2015. And I can say that it is no surprise that I'm a person I am today. It is no surprise, because one who could see the network I was part of that time, he could easily see that I was going to, where I am today, it was where I was heading. Just networks. Because this is what happens when you associate with someone. The conversation at that time, I think I was like 21 or 22. The conversation I was consuming at that time, they gave me a certain level of thinking that because the more you relate to a specific group of people, the more you listen to their conversations, the way you listen to their thinking pattern, you start becoming like them. You start considering and viewing life in their own perspective. If they think in terms of millions, you are going to think in terms of millions. What they call expensive, what they call cheap, you are going to call cheap, even though you are not yet already there. If they have no problem with taking a dinner or having lunch of 5,000 or 10,000 in just a day, for you, it will also feel normal for you. While another person will say, oh, I can take lunch of, I can't play a plate of 10K, or I can't consume 20K just meeting with one person. You start thinking in that way. So the restaurants they go to is where you go, the way they talk, the way they think, the way they process, the people they approach, the way they move, the way the decisions they take, their decision-making strategy, it becomes just, you become that way. So I started thinking like a millionaire. I started thinking like a CEO. I started thinking like to the extent where I could meet people and then they say, have you lived abroad? I say, no, I've not lived abroad. I've gone there just, traveling, but I've not lived there. And then they will say, you have a different way of thinking. Yeah, because of the people I live with. Because of the people I live with. So it's always hidden in your network. Everything that you want. I was telling Enoch that you have to pray for the wisdom to maximize what you have right now. You will be amazed how many blessings, how much God can bless you through your contacts, through the people you know, just the people you know, the people you have never used. You have 400, 500 contacts, telephone numbers in your cell phone. But how many of those contacts have you reached out to leverage them to achieve what you want to achieve in a win-win context? That's the challenge. Because otherwise you will be wasting your resources. Now, what is the power of networking? The power of networking lies in information. I think Bertrand can relate to this, but the difference between wealthy people and I would say poor people, it is what they know, is information. There are certain deals that you cannot access because you are not part of a given network. There are certain things you are not going to know because you are not part of that specific network. I think that's why people create secret societies. You know, when you talk about secret societies, I believe those secret societies, what they do, it's not, I'm not 100% sure, but I think majority of the things they do is not worshiping the devil, as many people, as people may say. They may, I don't know, I'm not sure about that, but I believe they create secret. The purpose of secret societies is to create a network of people who are going to share information among them that those people don't want to go out. They create a secret. We can say they're going to create the reason why they say it's a secret society, it's simply a secret network that shares secrets about certain things, you know, maybe politics, maybe finance, it may be deals, it may be just imagine if you could have known that corona is going to come 2 years before it came or 3 years before it came. Maybe you could have behaved in a different way. That's the purpose of secret societies. They don't want the masses to know some things. And when you join those societies, you are going to access information that is sensitive. You know, you're going to access information that is not accessed by anyone. I'm not encouraging anything here, but all I'm saying is that the networking, the power of networking, the weight of networking, what gives networking sense is information. You cannot fathom how much an information will save your life or will make you lose. One person will tell you, you know what, Willie, I think they're going to put interesting infrastructure in that area. Please go buy a plot nearby and build apartments there. That's an information. It's just 2 sentences, but they are worth billions. They are worth billions. So that's the power of networking. You know, I've seen people closing deals worth millions on just a dinner table. You know, I've seen people signing partnerships, you know, on just, you know, on breakfast. Networking, very important. You know, a lot of people saw the advertisement of the program, you know, they just thought it's just another program. But watch the nuggets that we are dropping. Just because you have come in contact with me, you are accessing lifetime secrets. Lifetime secrets. Because I've always wondered, does really life has formulas? Does really life has pattern? Can you live life without the fear? Can you master life? And then I've come to a conclusion that it is possible. And by mastering life, it does not mean to be sure of everything. It just means to be prepared for anything that is going to come. That's what mastering life is. Mastering life, it's not knowing what is coming tomorrow. It is being prepared for what is coming tomorrow, and know how to handle it. To have the attitude of handling anything that is going to come tomorrow. So this is according to my experience and according to my research, practical research and observation. I've come to conclude that when you are networking, you go through 5 cycles. The first step, you connect with someone. Let's say you meet with someone, you know, on in a wedding, or you meet someone, or you know, in a dinner somewhere, or just you meet someone in an office. So you connect, you exchange contacts. The next step that you have to do is to introduce yourself. You have to introduce what you do. You have to introduce what you do. You say, I'm in engineering, I, I design houses, I'm an architect. Then the next thing that you have to do is to go and research that person. If you want to really, if you want to stick around. Let's say you have met 3, 4, 5 people. You are starting your company. You are just trying to get contacts. You are just trying to get your first clients. Let's say that is that is your scenario. What you have to do after connecting to those people, introducing your services, you have to go back and you do the research on those people. You know their lives. Know what they're doing with, know what they're dealing with. Is it a challenge that they are facing? Are they people who can need your services? Let's say, they are working, they have saved, they have, a dream to have a house, have conversations with them, research them, vet them so that you can understand where there is something that you can solve. Then after that, make them an offer. When you make someone an offer for the first time, do not charge them something. Offer something for free that you can provide for them that they need. For me, let's say there's one client scenario where I went and then I connected with the person. I went back and then did research on everything that they were doing. I noticed problems in the contents. So what I did, I came back, I offered them to do a structure of their contents. So when I structured their contents, I gave them the contents of those that I structured, and then they were interested. When they were interested, I made them an offer. Then after making an offer, you have to follow up, because some people are busy. When you offer something, when you offer a service, you have to follow up. Then after following up, then you proceed with closing the deal. When you are closing the deal, that's when they bring out the checkbook. So you close a deal and then you close a deal on a payment. So this is how you network. If you want to do a network in a business concept, or if you want to gain something out of your network, because I think a lot of people, they stay on the level of introducing, and then they want to go directly to closing. No. If you build websites, or if you sell, let's say, construction materials, when you meet the person for the first time, they're not going to buy your materials right away. No. If you propose them to buy those things, they're not going to buy them. Because after all, before you even connect to someone, if it's a business reason, if it's for business reason, you have to connect with someone you have researched, unless it's someone you stumbled on. Then if it's a prospect, you have to go back and do research on the person so that you can know the pains, or so that you can know the challenges he's struggling with, that you can address. Then you offer a free services so that they can test how you work. After that, you follow up so that the reason why you follow up is because you want to make sure that they test what you have given them, and then you set a way forward. That's why some softwares, they offer free trials. They say, okay, come and use this application for 30 days. If you like it, then we are going to close the deal. That's why they keep sending you notification. A follow-up is a notification. They keep notifying you. Do you want to renew? Do you want to renew? Do you want to renew? Until you renew, or just you just reject the offer. Now, there are 5 rules of networking. When you are networking, you have to mind these 5 rules. Number 1, there is what I call the rule of 1. The rule of 1 is a rule that says, when you are networking, when you are in a networking event, let's say it's a conference, let's say it's a church setting, let's say it's a given, any event really, you have to make sure that you connect at least with one person. Do not go beyond one person. Why? Because if you go beyond one person, you are going to face this problem. I used to make these mistakes when I was young, when I was starting out in networking. I could go in an event and I could collect like I could collect like 10 business cards or 15 business cards. Then the next morning when I called one person of one of those 15 people. They will tell me, oh, Willie, I don't remember. Which event do you mean? What do you mean? I don't remember you. Oh, please, sorry, I'm very busy right now. Can I call you later? That's all they say. But when you concentrate on one person, you build, because by one person, I mean, you just meet different people and then you see who clicks. I mean, who you connect with, or who the conversation become a little bit solid. Then you stick with that one person. You build the relationship so that the next morning when you call them, they're not going to forget you. Then that's a solid network. That's a solid bond. Number two, you have to deliver value first. When you are networking with people, when you are meeting people, do not ask first. Deliver value first. Solve a problem first before you ask. Number two, sell yourself as an expert. If it's a professional networking, you do not want people to view you like an employee or something. No. Because you have delivered value, you have built in them an image of an expert. So you are an expert in what you do. Okay, if you're an expert in what you do, then they're going to pay you as an expert, not as an employee who is learning the work. Number four, you have to walk the talk. Very important. When you promise, you have to deliver. If you promise to do something, if you promise to call them, if you promise to do something for them, if you promise to send an email, you have to do it at the time you said you're going to do it. Because remember, you are selling yourself as an expert. So you don't want people to perceive you as an amateur. Number five, dress your value. Very important. When you are when you are networking, you have to dress your value. You can't say you are going to charge 5 million for a service when you are dressing like, dress your price. Dress your price. And by dressing your price, I don't mean like to dress expensive things. I just want you to look decent so that they don't question the money you are asking. When you are going to close a deal, dress that deal. Look like that deal that you want to close, because people value first impressions. Leading me to what I call networking etiquette. So etiquettes are behaviors. These are the 7 major networking etiquette. When you are networking, you have to mind these behaviors. If you go off a little bit, you're going to lose the contact. Number 1, dress fine, look, smell. What I mean is, when you are going to meet someone for the first time, make sure that you set a high standard of you. If you have a suit, if it's in a business concept, if it's in a business context, rather, dress like a business person. I don't care the industry you are into. Dress fine. Put on a suit up, and then go. If you have beards, if you have hair, just comb it and go to the salon. Look top of the game, and then enter into that context, into that meeting, dressing like someone who is coming to close a deal, dressing like the price that you're going to charge. Number 2, talk less, listen more. The secret of closing deals is to keep quiet. When you propose something to a client, don't keep explaining. No. Give a person a time to think. Give a person a time to talk. Because when you talk more, it's a sign that you are not sure of what you are saying. You just provide more explanations, unnecessary explanations. All you have to do is just go straight to the point, present your deal, put the price, and let them reply. Ask many questions. This is very good, because when you ask more questions, it's a sign that you are interested in the person. Everyone is interested in themselves. That's what I've come to understand. When you meet someone, then they start asking a lot of questions about your business, about what you do, about your passion, about your purpose, about the impact, about everything about you. That's a very good sign. Don't talk about yourself. One person said, when you are in the front of great people, don't talk more, ask more questions. Don't talk about yourself or what you know, ask more questions. In the presence of great people, ask questions. Be positive. Even though they say no, just say, okay, it's fine. No means next opportunity. Go to the next person. It's not the end of the world. And when you are talking to them, just keep a positive mind. Be on time. Very important. One of the secrets I use to impress my clients is to be on time. It's timekeeping. Because they say that, Rwandese, they don't keep time. They don't deliver. One of the things I do to impress my clients is to be on time and to deliver what I said I'm going to deliver. When I promise, I deliver. That's my policy. When I promise, I deliver. You've seen it in TLP, in the program. It's been 10 weeks. It's been 10 weeks. Never let, always deliver. Always deliver. Know your limits. This is very important. When you are talking with people, you have to know your limits. You're not going to talk to a person and then start asking him, so how much do you make a year? Really? No, don't ask those questions. Or are you married? No, except if you are a therapist or if you are an accountant. But I believe even a therapist is not going to ask those questions in the first meeting. No, just know your limits. Know the person you are talking to and know your limits. Always have some pocket money. I told you this is an etiquette. So these are just like classic tips of networking. Networking like a pro. So always have some pocket money. If you are going to meet people, always have some pocket money. Because if you're meeting in a restaurant, there are some cultures where people, when someone invites you to dine with them or to have lunch with them, you are going to pay for yourself. So make sure that you bring some pocket money with you, so that when something happens, you can pay the bill for yourself. Or they can even say, oh, you know what? Can you lend me some? Can you lend me? Do you have 5K with you? Something like that. So make sure that you have also some pocket money, because you never know, especially when you are meeting people in restaurants, in hotels, in, I don't know, bars, if it's decent, something like that. So, but you have to make sure that you don't come with an empty wallet. It's not recommendable unless you don't have any other choice. Now, what are the benefits of networking? Number one is information. We talked about it. Influence, very important. Your network is going to give you influence, because if you are always with influential people, they will make you influential. They will make you influential, because influence is because of information. A person is called influential because he shares information that people follow. So if you are always with people who have top-notch information, you are going to share those information and you are going to become influential. That's why they said the key to leadership is influence, not power. Influence. How many people can you influence? To influence someone is to change a way someone thinks. And if you can change someone's thinking, you can change that person's behavior. That's why influence is very, very important. That's why actually, when you talk about leadership, you are talking about influence through inspiration. A leader influences you through inspiration. He inspires you to go somewhere, to a vision that he saw. Number 3, revenue. I told you, if you hang out with, millionaires, you are going to end up a millionaire. That's it. You know why? Because the deals that makes them millions, they are going to be discussing it when you're around. Simple as that. Because I told you it's a formula. Do you know why rich people stay rich for generations? It's not a magic. No. It's simply because they keep passing formulas to their children. Your father was a millionaire. He had a business, a huge business. And then you graduate from high school, he's going to give you he's going maybe to give you a job into that business. You're going to be trained in the ways of that business. Then when you graduate university, it's going to give you a portion of the business, and then you start your own. Or even though you don't work in a family business in that context, but you're going to start your own business, but you still have the ethics of rich people. Wow. Because wealth and financial success is a mentality. There is a way people think that makes them make money. There are risks that rich people make or wealthy people make that an average person will never make. That kind of thinking. So to act that way, you have to be groomed in that way. There's a Jewish saying that says, "Give me a child until he's 7, and I will show you a boy." The habits of being wealthy or the habits of being wealthy or being poor, it is learned. People learn to be poor, and people learn to be wealthy. I think for someone who was born in a wealthy family, he can confirm this. The way children from wealthy families think, it's very different from a way children from poor families think. And because of that difference in thinking, they're going to obtain different results. Completely different. Because of the schools they attend. That's why they keep saying, wealthy people stay wealthy. That's the reason. Legacy. Impact. Yeah. I believe the size of your impact is going to depend to your network, because if you have a smaller network and, in that network, you don't have people who have expanded, you can't expand. No, it's just impossible, because your thinking will be limited by boundaries, limited by you thinking there's no possibilities. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I was discussing with some people lately, and then, we're talking about the prices of houses in the US and elsewhere in the world. And we were surprised, at least I was surprised to see that in the US, there are houses there's a neighborhood in the US called Naples. I think it's in Florida, South Florida, probably. And we saw homes in Naples. It was one of the best neighborhoods in the US, in the region. And we saw houses of 300,000 US dollar, 250,000 US dollar. And then I was like, man, what is this? I keep seeing people, building mansions here in Rwanda of 400 million, 300 million, 500 million. And are you telling me that there are houses in the US that are, they are affordable to those people? But I was like, how do those people have houses in the US? And they were like, no, they don't know it. They just don't know it. So because of your network is going to limit you 100%. I have a partner who was in Dubai recently, And then he was telling us, he was posting us, he made a post on social media telling people that in Dubai, they are selling these, how do I call it? I think is it banana what? Let me see. I think it's called banana flour. I don't know how. Let me check. I think it's called banana flour, something like that. But in Kinyarwanda, it's called, in Kinyarwanda, I think it's called umwanana, something like that. Let me check for you. But he was telling us that in Dubai, those things are being, it's a hot deal. It's a hot deal. But in Rwanda, we throw them away. So, and then I quickly realized the power of information. So if you could have, imagine we throw those things, we throw these umnanana away every day. But in shops like Carrefour in Dubai, in Dubai, it's a hot deal. Yes. They are called, I think, he did not put them. He said banana products. He said banana product. It is not precise. I don't know how they call them, but you understand what I mean. So if you could have known, imagine people are struggling here in Rwanda with those hot deals in Dubai, just because they don't know it. They just don't know information. They don't have information about that. Now, when you talk about networking, you have to understand that networking, it's all about meeting people. That's what we were saying. Now, I'm going to show you something really interesting. This is a photo of my first mentor, by the way. His name is Eric. This was in 2014 and 2014, if it's not 2015. Yeah, we were at a school called the Mid des Enfants. We just went there to train students there in entrepreneurship and ICT and leadership. He was kind of grooming me in a professional world. You can see how I was dressing. So he's the person who has taught me to act like a professional person, emails, social media, dressing up. Yeah, so he's the person who shaped my understanding of the world. Yeah, so he definitely contributed. He picked where my father left off. Now, I'm going to show you the 7 people you are going to need in your life to succeed. If you lack one of these people, you will not be, you'll be missing something. Your life will be missing something. You have to balance these figures. Number 1, you need a nurturer. A nurturer is a person who comes in your life to nurture you. Most of the time, these are guardians, biological parents. Is your father. I told you, Ariel, that I can't be, the person who shaped me at the early stage of my life was my father. He taught me how to be a man, how to respect people, how to honor, to honor them, and on the other side, my mom, she taught me to be generous. I usually say that my father taught me how to work hard and he gave me the philosophies of life, but my mother, he gave those philosophies and that wisdom a heart, so that I can be a man with a mind, but also with a generous heart, so that I can love people and have empathy for people. So that's how important it is. And those people don't have to be biological parents only. Everyone has these people in their lives. But a lot of people, they are stuck in the mindset that these people are biological. They are biological parents only. No, you will be amazed how people are willing to nurture you if you allow them, if you open yourself up. Because some people, they close themselves up. They don't want to receive the love. They don't want to be fathered. They don't want to be mothered. Motherhood and fatherhood is a concept from the creator. It's part of the manure. Father means sustainer. It means sustainer. A mother, he gives, when a father sustains you, when a father provides, a mother is going to nurture. So you need nurturers in your life. These are the people you can go to when your life gets tough. You can rely on them. They can encourage you, especially in the early days of your life, in the early days of personal development and self-discovery. These are the people who are going to encourage you and believe in you. It's amazing. My father has always told us that we are different. Always tell. I've never revealed this in public. Never. My father has always told us that we are different. He told us you are very different. You are different. You have to behave different. So when you grow up with that mindset, you are not going to be common. It's impossible, because when you tell a child those things, you are programming his mind to think outside of the normal, outside the boundaries of society. It's very interesting. I'm telling you, very interesting. Some people, you can see someone there teaching, but you don't know his, the source of who made that person. And you may meet, you may meet my father or mother. They look like, regular people, but man, the training was tough, man. One day I told my father, Dad, how did you raise us? I was like, man, this product is, it too simple. That was a good job. The second person you need in your life is a mentor. A mentor is someone who picks where your parents left off. He's a person who is going to introduce you in the professional world. Most of the time, you're going to meet this person at the end of your high school, just like I've met Eric, or you are going to meet these people at the end of university graduation. If these are the people who are going to show you, they may be your boss, they may be a teacher, a university professor, something like, he's the person who is going to take your hand and is going to take you where you want to go. And some people, they fall in the trap that when someone shows up in their life in that way, they want to control them. And I think that's why this generation is experiencing a lot of some confusion, because when a mentor shows in your life and you are not ready to submit to his mentorship, you are going to be, because I remember I used to work when I was participating in the programs that Eric was offering us, walk by feet, because I did not have transport at that time, and I could not tell my mom that I'm going to volunteer in this organization. They're not going to pay me, so give me the ticket. No. So what I do, I work. Yeah. So in this city, I've walked by feet. So I know what it means. But that kind of mentorship, a lot of young people will call it torture, or will call it harsh, and they will say, forget that. And then they will leave the mentorship program. When I was ready, Eric released me. He said, Willie, now go be great. The third person, you need a comforter. A comforter is, as I was saying, is a person you go back. In my life, I can say that the comforter that I have was my mom, because in the toughest periods of my life, when I did not have did not have a job. I was lost. You know, I was, I was just, I failed exams. I could not go to the university. Failed driving license twice. In those tough periods of my life, my mom kept encouraging me. I kept falling back on her. Could say, son, don't worry. What you have seen, the plans that God has for your life are very good. This thing is temporary. It's not going to destroy you. That's a comforter. After the hardships of life, you need someone to go to for comfort and understanding and listening, especially when you are young, when you are starting off. Number 4, you need an advisor. An advisor is a person who is going to dress you up. He's going to dress you up. He's going to put you back in the lane when you deviate. These people are instructive. Most of the time, these roles are played by father figures or tough mothers, or just or just even your mentor. It can be your advisor, someone who tells you, oh, Willie, no. This time you are off. I hope you know that. These are the person who are going to almost slap your face and say, please don't go that road. They are going to keep you dressed. They say, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, literally, don't do that. Next, you need an expert. Who are the experts? I'm going to show you the experts you need in your life. But you have to have some experts in your life. Do you know why you need experts? Experts are going to save you what I call, quote unquote, stupid mistakes. There are mistakes that people make because they lack information. So you don't want to make those mistakes. You want to go in life minimizing mistakes. How do you minimize mistakes? By associating yourself with people who have made those mistakes, and then they save you from those mistakes. That's what it means to be a smart person. A smart person is a person who minimizes mistakes by learning from other people's mistakes, by associating himself with people who have committed those mistakes so that they save him from those mistakes. So you need experts in different areas of your life. I'm going to show you those experts. Number 6, you need a partner. Partners come in your life when you have a vision. Let me get this settled. You cannot realize your vision on your own. It's just impossible. So you need people. Definitely settle this first. So you are going to need partners in your life. These are the people who are going to contribute to your vision so that it can be realized. They will bring something you don't have, and you will bring something they don't have. You put the pieces together, and then you have your puzzle solved. Number 7, you need a friend. Coming to the last, but not least, certainly. A friend is someone who is in your life just because they love you, they like you, they want to encourage you. They're not there to do business partner or just spend time with you. These are the people who balances your life. You are not in the same industry, but you really enjoy each other. You just make each other's. I have people like this in my life. They are accountants, they are medical doctors, but we are just friends. We're good friends. When we meet, man, it clicks. We just like each other. We have great conversation, and they kind of bring a breath of fresh air in your life. I think most men, they can find themselves marrying the women in that category, the friend. Because if your wife is your friend, she's coming in your life to just bring a breath of fresh air in your life, after a big tiresome day, you just crash home, you're very tired, you don't want to talk about numbers or clients, you just want someone to tell you how was your day, you discuss movies, news, philosophies, and then you get yourself out, and then you just you laugh together, and then you just, I mean, it's just a person who comes to help you to rest. It's just like a massage or spa, something like that. Interesting, isn't it? Now, who are the 7 experts you need in your life? We talked about the expert figure in your life. Number 1, you need a lawyer. if you're going to go in life operating in countries with borders and passports and policies and governments and all these things that we call governments and business and trades and policies, you're going to need a lawyer, definitely. Taxes and so forth. Lawyers are going to protect you and are going to save you mistakes related to legal affairs. Or if you get into one, they're going to get you out of it or tell you how to get out of it. Number 2, you need an accountant. Taxes, very important. Taxes, finance. So you have to make sure that you have an accountant in your life, someone who can tell you, help you, get your taxes in order. Someone who is going to, sometimes an accountant also represents financial advisors. Someone who tells you, you know what, you have 10 million right now. I think you can save 20% of those 10 millions. Then the rest can be invested in this way or another, or just you can spend it and then, save some taxes, or just you can put this money on, outside the country, things like that. And then you can repatriate that money. You can create offshore companies, something like that. These are finance gurus in your life, but start with an accountant. I have one. So I know how important it is, because you cannot keep up with those laws. So you need someone. And by the way, a notice, these people, you're not going to pay them when you start up with them. You just have to be friends with them. Just be a friend with someone. Just be a friend with someone. It doesn't cost any dime to be a friend of someone. Nothing. I mean, except you start investing in that kind of friendship when you take him out, for dinner, or just for lunch, cup of tea, maybe, you just share a glass of smoothie somewhere, and then you're done. And then he shared the best advices, the most current laws in the finance sector, or just some upcoming deals in your industry, something like that. But I think your friends, if someone is your friend, he's going to provide to you the best advices, even almost best advices than their clients, because he's more relaxed. He can share their personal opinions and you can get insights out of them. Number 3, you need a medical doctor. You need a doctor in your life. This is a person you can call and then you say, you know what, I'm feeling this way. Do you have any advice? You see, that's he's still on a level of a friend. But as you increase your income, as you become successful, these people are going to be paid to be in your life, because now you have started doing some serious work. You want them to draft a contract. You want them to file a tax. You want them to do a medical checkup. You are going to pay them. And that's because it employs their efforts and skills. So you have to pay them. You have to honor their talents and skills. Number 4, you need a spiritual leader. A spiritual leader is a person who is not necessarily a pastor or a priest. He's just someone who is ahead spiritually. Very important. He's a person who is ahead spiritually. Someone who can bring spiritual insights in your life, because you don't want to build your life on earthly insights only. You want to come up with ideas from a higher realm if you're going to be exceptional. Number 5, you need a salesman. Very important. You need a salesman in your life, a business developer, someone who is going to turn your ideas or help you turn your ideas into businesses. Enoch, we were talking before the class starts, he was telling me, how do I manifest what I have? The bridge between an idea and a business is a business developer. He's going to turn, that's what I do. I turn people's ideas into businesses. That's what I do. My consultancy, that's what I do. Now I've extended. I don't only do business development. Now we have personal development as well, so that I can develop businesses that are connected to people's purposes. So a salesman or a business developer is going to help you sell what you are, sell your ideas. Do you know that people sell their ideas? People sell their ideas. If you know Apple, sometimes Apple, they present products and then those products are not yet even built. And then people start buying concepts or just presenting an idea, Then the company's valuation or the stock on the stock market, it affects the value of the stock on the stock market. Very interesting. Number 6, you need a politician in your life. Why do you need a politician in your life? It's because you want to build things that are not against local policies. This is deep, isn't it? This is very deep. You need a politician in your life, someone who understands the politics of your local area. If you want to go to do business in Canada, in Europe, in Dubai, in China, you want to associate with people who knows the policies of China, so that you don't go against those policies. In fact, so that you adjust your businesses to the policies of the country, and instead of them becoming obstacles, they become stepping stones. Number 7, you need a banker. Yeah. So listen, guys. So these people you call billionaires and millionaires, they are surrounded with these people. And when you talk about a lawyer, it's not one lawyer, it's a company of lawyers. Accounting, company. Salesman, it's a team. Politician, the whole government. They befriend the whole government. Bankers, they own banks through influence. So you need a banker in your life. Why do you need a banker? You need someone who understands money. This thing we call money, because money is an idea. It's not the paper notes that we see. Money is an idea. Can you imagine that you hand these papers to a mobile money guy and then he just sends you digits on the phone? I mean, I was like, wait a second, where is my money? I have just digits. So money is an idea that they print on a paper. But money does not exist. It's a concept. It's a concept expressed in numbers printed on papers. That's what money is. It's just an idea. So you have to relate to these people who understands how you can maximize the policies in the banking system so that you can get the best out of it. Now, COVID brought a new way of networking. You know, I've seen people migrating. I mean, people who are against social media, joining the, social networks. I've seen companies accepting to build websites, but before they were against it. I've seen people getting gigs to develop applications. People have started becoming open to the uh, digital resources because of the situation that we are into right now. And I would say that this COVID thing is here to last. COVID has changed completely people's behaviors. I mean, this program that you are attending right now is a product of the situations, brought by COVID. In fact, I've heard one person say it's not coronavirus, it's corona bonus. For me, coronavirus has helped me evolve a lot. I'm very grateful for this situation that COVID brought. Not for the coronavirus exactly, but for the situations that COVID brought itself with. So you will see that it increased connectivity. Many people now are connected. I believe many people migrated some companies migrated completely to the internet. I mean, even for this program, we are operating this program online. Obed is there, Christoph is there, I'm just here, we just collaborate online completely. We've been running this program online completely. Then we talk about the opportunities in social media. Then the workplace, then the content business. So these are all opportunities that have come with the COVID world. Today, when you are networking, you don't need to go and meet the person to meet that contact in person. You just have to relate. I've set calls with people who are in the UK, in the US, in different parts of the globe, really. People just who have reached out to me because they saw what I do on, with these programs, and then they say, oh wow, we are interested in working with you. How can we schedule a Zoom call? Then boom, we have a contact. We connect, we set the way forward, and then something happens. So these are the opportunities that comes with connectivity. The content business has exploded. It is said that today there are over 50 million content creators on this social media, and 4.7 billion people are on social media today. So what are you going to use? What are you going to do with those people who are online? What are you going to do with the opportunities that we have today? The world has changed. Businesses has taken a new turn. Because we are connected, in fact, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible when people are connected. One Sunday I was home, and then I was watching my router, something which does not weigh 500 milligrams. 500 grams probably, but it's not 1 kilo. It's less than a kilo. And then I was like, with this little piece of device, I can access anyone in the world. I said, whoa, that's a powerful, we are living the most interesting period in the history of humanity. It's an era where there is no geographical boundaries. It's an area where you can talk to anyone. It's an area when you can meet anyone, anywhere in the world. It's an era where you can develop multi-million-dollar organizations online, fully run online. I have teams in India that I work with. We have developers who are in Pakistan that we work with. I've never met those people. Never met those people. But we collaborate because it's a different way. The workplace has changed completely. I would tell any businessman today that you have to find a way to digitize your things. Otherwise, you are out you are just going to be lost. The world is not going to be the same again. Never. We are not adjusting. We are not adjusting things to go back to where we were. You have to adjust things to the new norms. Working online, connectivity, communication in digital through devices. I've seen that, when COVID started, in the first 2 months of the COVID-19 pandemic, they said that COVID was valuable. The market valuation of Zoom, this company Zoom, it was 4 airline companies combined. Billions. Just one company. That's how it is. And then they were saying that, Netflix, it exploded. Because it has changed the way people used to work has changed completely. That's why kids today, they're not dreaming to be doctors anymore. They want to be influencers. It's a new world. It's a new way of seeing things. And I want you to see the opportunity that connectivity is bringing us. There are a lot of money to be made. If you have in the palm of your hands, if you have 4.7 billion people, the world today has 7.8 billion. That's more than half people living the whole world. More than half of world population is on social media, not on the internet, social media. So it means if you can manage to sell a fraction, just imagine if you can sell a product to 1 billion people, a product of $1 to 1 billion people, you will become an instant billionaire. That's how amazing the time we're living in is. And I don't want to even go in cryptocurrencies and blockchain and so forth. That's a whole other conversation. Because of connectivity, we have cryptocurrencies because of connectivity. There is no cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies without connectivity. So humanity is on the verge of a huge evolution, of which information technology is the vehicle. Some people, they may be skeptical about technology and everything, but listen. If I can sit in my house, in my home, and talk to someone who is in the US, don't be skeptical about that thing. Because the possibilities that are there, they are unlimited. Nothing is impossible. Anything is possible when people are connected. When people can collaborate, anything is possible. I can teach you what I know, and then you can evolve. Humanity is connected like never before. So this will change the networking landscape. The contacts I was telling you, the figures you need in your life. You can have an accountant who is in the US, a doctor who is in Malaysia, a banker who is in Europe, a mentor who is in Italy. It doesn't matter. And again, guys, listen. You have also an opportunity to access quality talents. I like that. Quality talents. It's not only talents, quality ones. Quality talents. I told you, we are working with Indian companies who have over 20 years in development, software development. That's huge. They are bringing in a whole new level of implementation and ethics and ways of working and processes because of information technology. So this is a gift from God that we have to explore and maximize. that has to be embraced by everyone and maximized by every human being on earth. I believe that information technology is a tool that was handed to humanity so that it can help us unveil. It can unveil. It's a tool to unveil humanity's potential. Because if you perform so well, someone is going to recognize you, someone is going to see you, someone is going to spot you. Just don't worry about marketing. Just worry about you and getting ready for those opportunities. That's all you have to worry about. And that's why you have to embrace technology and you have to use it and leverage it wisely to expand your network across the globe, not only in your country, but across the globe. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for, listening to this and learning this. I hope it has given you a clear perspective or a clear picture, bigger picture, a bird's view on networking that is going to help you to approach it in a professional way and maneuver it as a master networker. So thank you very much. And I'll also take time to thank you very much for participating in the program. This is the week 10 and this is the last class. And as we said, you are going to use the next 2 weeks to revise the study guides of the course 9 and course 10 and or any other course, but as well to go through the assessments, answer them and make sure that nothing is missing. And it has been a great honor for me to deliver these contents. I believe lives are going to be changed, are going to be touched and changed as well. So thank you very much. I'll be ready to welcome your comments or any question that you may have. And also in these coming 2 weeks, you can also reach out to us and tell us if you want us to do a video call. We can arrange it so that we can explain some things that you may need to get clear, so that we close the program with enough clarity and with no areas that are living with no ambiguous areas. So we want that you graduate with everything clear, with the whole package, maximizing everything that we've delivered in this program. So thank you very much. God bless you. Closing, man. Eve, are you still around?
Yeah. Yo, Vidi.